Okay, next puzzle. Computer is going to make a move, and he takes my bishop. He went from here to here, taking the bishop. And again, as happens often in these puzzles, I am now in a very bad situation. Reasoning is they have 2 bishops. I have 0. I should say we, since anything that goes wrong is your fault. So you have 2 bishops, and you have a queen, and so do they. As a side note, if your opponent or yourself has both bishops, they can cover every square on the board, dark and light, and there's no hiding from them. And they're like 2 knives, 2 daggers. Those bishops are very dangerous in this situation. However, there is an answer. Since it's a puzzle, there's always an answer. But can you find it? And I'll give you a few seconds to look and pause the puzzle. Okay, hopefully you figured it out. I always look to see what my best piece can do to their enemy king. And failing that, I have another few things I look for, but that's always first. What can my best piece do to their most vulnerable piece? Their piece that's always hanging. Hanging is a term for a piece that is not protected. The king of the other team is always hanging, no matter how protected he is. As odd as that sounds, if you can get that king, game over. And so I always think of the opposing king as always hanging. So how do we get to that particular king? And hopefully you figured out that the king is down a hole. He's on the back rank and can't leave it easily. Not in one move. The reason he's in a hole is he's got his 2 boys in front of him. Those guys are keeping things from attacking straight on and even on an angle. His boys are keeping him from attack, except they're in pass protection, and we have a defensive lineman who is going to come around the edge and sack the quarterback. And hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. My favorite team doesn't tend to do that very often, but
tried to slide the line that way. That is the second time we have seen Hutchinson.
So how do we get to that king? Grab the queen. In this case, we're going to run her up to the top. And now we have our back rank attack. The king is attacked and checked. Can't go here because that's still part of the attack. Can't step on any of these toes. Cannot run. Can anything kill me here? Now that's a good question, because those bishops are, like I said earlier, able to cover every square on the board. Not necessarily in one move, but they could get there. Since it's a white square, I always look to see what the other guy's white bishop is doing. White bishop meaning the bishop on the white squares. Not the team color, but the individual flavor of the bishop. This is the dark bishop for the light team. This is the light bishop for the white team. I'm going to try to step on a white square. Can this white bishop kill me in one move? And the answer is no, it can't. It can do it in 2 moves, but by then I'll be gone. And so too late, too weak, too slow. And so I'm going to move my queen up. She's going to attack the king. It's not checkmate because there is a computer move moving the bishop in front of me to block. Now this block is temporary, and very few humans would ever play this. The computer doesn't mind losing 10,000 games in a row and then winning one. And so occasionally, if after I run my queen up here, they block and I screw up and go somewhere else, like down here, it worked. But that's so rare that humans don't do it. Computers very well might. So let's find out if the computer throws in the towel immediately or blocks with their bishop. They took the choice of blocking with the bishop. Like I said earlier, it never works for humans, but it might work 1 in 1,000 times or 1 in 10,000 times for the computer, and so it doesn't. And the answer again is to just plow through the bishop and renew our attack on the king. And so I'm going to move my queen over 2 spots, remove the bishop. My queen will be standing here. And again, the king will be under attack. Cannot move here, can't go to these 2 spots, and that'll end the puzzle.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
And here we go. Turned out to be the correct move, and it's been a rating of 130. That's very, very low. That's one of the lowest ratings I've ever seen on a puzzle. 81% of the people have passed that. That's not a very high number for that low of a puzzle. See you on the next one.